Hello everyone and welcome to the Ursprung Gymnasium inside the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. We have men's and women's doubleheader action in Ohio Athletic Conference play as the Yellow Jackets play host to the Marietta College Pioneers. The men's game will be the first on the slate. The women will follow roughly at 4 p.m. this afternoon. BW's men's basketball team comes in with an overall record of 9-9. They are 6-4 here on the home court at Ursprung Gymnasium, and that includes a 3-3 mark in conference games played at home. They're coming off of back-to-back wins after dispatching of Wilmington 87-57 last Saturday. The Yellow Jackets followed it up right here at Ursprung Gymnasium with an 80-77 overtime victory over the Heidelberg Student Princes. The Marietta Pioneers come in with an 11-7 overall record. They are 3-3 away from the Van Johnson Arena and 2-3 in away conference games. However, they are on a 2-game winning streak as they posted a 20-point victory over Ohio Northern 78-58 last Saturday afternoon, and then followed it up with another 20-point victory, this time at home against Otterbein 74-54 on Wednesday evening. Prior to those two wins, the Pioneers had a 4-game losing streak against Wilmington, Mount Union, Heidelberg, and Capital. 3 of those 4 games came away from home. When we get action underway, the Yellow Jackets will be in gray uniforms with gold and brown trim down the sides, white numerals with brown trim, and the BW Yellow Jacket logo across the chest. The Marietta Pioneers will be in their road uniforms with white trim down the sides, white numerals, and white lettering. In the first meeting between the teams this season, the Yellow Jackets pushed the Pioneers to the brink, but it was Marietta who claimed a 78-73 victory back on December 10th. Right now we're going to pause for the national anthem, and when we come back we'll have first half action for you right here from Ursprung Gymnasium. Welcome back, everybody, inside the Ursprung Gymnasium. That was the BW Pep Band with a rousing rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. They are joined today by several local high school participants, and judging by the drumheads, that includes my alma mater of Padua Franciscan High School in Parma. So welcome to all the high school students here today participating with the BW Pep Band. Taking a look at the starting lineups, we'll start it on Marietta's side of the ledger. At point guard, a 5'10", 190-pound junior from Port Clinton, Ohio, and Oak Harbor High School, number 2, Jack Alexander. In the post, a 6'8", sophomore from Oregon, Ohio, and Clay High School, number 5, Frank Wagenfeld. On the wing, a 6'2", 202-pound sophomore from Naples, Florida, number 11, Levinson Xavier. At the post, a 6'7", 180-pound sophomore from Boardman, Ohio, number 25, Ethan Anderson. And on the wing, a 6'3" junior from Willard, Ohio, number 33, Cooper Parrott. The Pioneers are led by Coach John Vanderwall, who's in his 16th season. He is a 2001 graduate of Albion College. A hype video is playing on the boards here at Ursprung Gymnasium before the introductions of the Yellow Jackets starting lineup. Now the introductions for the Yellow Jackets. Starting off at guard, a 6'2", 185-pound sophomore from Bay Village, number 0, Ashton Price. Joining him in the backcourt, a 6'1", 175-pound senior from Stowe and Archbishop Hoban High School, number 1, Jake Snyder. Also in the backcourt, a 6'3", 185-pound senior guard from Canton and Massillon Jackson High School, number 3, Anthony Mazzio. At forward, a 6'5", 210-pound senior from Wadsworth, number 11, Jackson Simmons. And in the middle, a 6'6" sophomore forward from Lakewood and St. Edward High School, number 14, Zoltan Nagy. The Yellow Jackets are led by head coach Tom Heil, who's in his 8th year with the program. His associate head coach is Brian Schmidt, and he is also assisted by Nick Lapsevich and Will Shakoli, as well as graduate assistant Jameel Cosby. In this first half, the Yellow Jackets will be going from right to left. Across your computer screens, the Pioneers will go from left to right. You're listening to the game on BWYellowJackets.com. I'm Matt Florjancic here for the call of today's game. It's nice to see not only the pep band in town, but also alumni, as former Yellow Jacket point guard, all-conference point guard Tom Harrington just walked past the broadcast location here at Center Court in Ursprung Gymnasium. Always good to catch up with former Yellow Jackets. He's now the head coach of the Buckeye Bucks varsity high school team in Medina County. The Yellow Jackets control the tip as Simmons sends it back to Nagy. He'll hand off to Mazzio. He'll dribble off top of the key, send it left side to Snyder. Snyder back left side to Price. He'll fire up a three-pointer and he'll knock it down for Baldwin Wallace. BW with a quick 3-0 lead over the Pioneers, 20 seconds into the game. Wagenfeld out front. He'll send it over to Xavier on the right wing. He'll swing it back left side to Alexander. Thought about a three, now gets a screen. He's one-on-one with Snyder. Sends it over to Wagenfeld on the left side. Hands off to Xavier. Xavier will use a screen to get to the right wing. Now tries to get back middle. Step back three up. And it's off the front of the rim. Rebound tipped out and controlled by Alexander. Wagenfeld inside over Nagy. Left it short. Rebound to Zoltan Nagy. He'll outlet it to Snyder right side. Snyder up the right side of the floor. Looking for a post entry. It's not there. He'll skip it into the corner to Price. Out front to Mazzio. Mazzio will back it out after getting a screen from Simmons. Now tries to drive, dumps it to Simmons for the layup, and it's good. Yellow Jackets start with a 5-0 lead. We're 1 minute into the first half here from Ursprung. Anderson sends it over to Parrott. Now tries to get it inside to Wagenfeld. It's batted away, but the Pioneers will keep possession. Alexander on the right wing, out front to Parrott. He'll fire up a three, and he'll knock it down for the Pioneers. It's a 2-point Yellow Jacket lead as they go back on offense. Nagy out front, fakes the handoff to Mazzio, gives it to Snyder, then gives Snyder a screen. He'll get it on the baseline. Nagy takes one dribble, passes it back out to Snyder. Snyder on the dribble drive, finds Price in the corner. Price on the drive. Xavier with good on-ball defense, forces the pass out. Mazzio on the drive, goes up for the left-handed layup, and he gets it to go. Yellow Jackets in front, 7-3. Anderson out front between the circles, hands off to Xavier. He'll give Xavier a screen, now roll to the hoop. Xavier will pull up from 13, left at front rim. Rebound tipped around and controlled by the former Wadsworth Grizzly, Jackson Simmons. Snyder dribbles off right side. He's in the corner, and it's knocked out of bounds by the Pioneers. Yellow Jackets will retain possession of the basketball. Snyder inbound in front of the Marietta bench. He does so to Mazzio. Mazzio will dribble off left side. Get tied up by Xavier, but come out of the scrum with the ball. Over to Snyder. He'll hoist the three. Off front rim. Nagy for the tip, and he gets it to go. Yellow Jackets in front 9-3 over the Pioneers. We're 2.5 minutes into the game. Backdoor pass is stolen away by Snyder. He'll push it up the floor with a pass to Simmons. Simmons back to Snyder. He'll fire up a three from the left wing, and it rims out. Rebound battled for by Nagy. He'll come down with it and hand off to Snyder on the right wing. He'll give it right back to Nagy in the mid post. Nagy squares up the basket, goes up for a reverse layup, has it blocked, but the official on the sideline will whistle the Pioneers for a foul. And that will go against Frank Wagenfeld. That's his first. That's the first on the Pioneers this half. Nagy just 2 of 9 at the free throw line for the season. That's 22.2%. Make it 2 of 10 as he's off the back of the iron. Nagy's second attempt is on the way, and he splits the pair, gives the Yellow Jackets a 10-3 advantage. With 16:56 to go in the first half, Alexander sends the ball right wing to Parrott. He's working against Mazzio. Tries to drive baseline. Mazzio forces him in the middle. Fall away jumper is up, and it's good from 14. That cuts the deficit to 5. Yellow Jackets in front 10-5. Snyder between the circles with a pass to Nagy. Nagy will hand off to Mazzio. Mazzio inside to Nagy again. He'll swing it in the left corner to Price. Price on the dribble drive out front to Nagy. He'll fire up a three from the top of the key, and he'll hit it for the Yellow Jackets. They go in front 13-5 with 16:22 to go in the first half. And Coach John Vanderwall has seen enough and said, you know what? I think my guys need a 30-second timeout, so I'm going to call one. And while we have this break in the action, I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. And Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's game is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Thank you for all of your support of BW Athletics and its student athletes. On the floor out of the timeout for the Jackets, Price, Simmons, Snyder, Nagy, and Mazzio. They're starting 5. Alexander, Anderson, Parrott, Xavier, and Wagenfeld on the floor for the Pioneers. Wagenfeld gets the offensive rebound and gets the putback to go off the missed three-pointer. That'll trim the deficit to 6. Yellow Jackets in front, 13-7. Nagy between the circles, fakes a handoff to Mazzio, swings a pass left wing to Simmons, back to Nagy along the baseline. He sends a pass going backdoor to Price. Price goes up in traffic, and he gets the shot to go. Yellow Jackets in front, 15-7. Alexander sends it to Parrott. Now inside to Wagenfeld. He'll work against Nagy. Try to drive baseline. Spins with the left hand. Too strong. Xavier tips the rebound to Wagenfeld, and he'll get the 5-foot jump shot to go. Snyder quickly up the right sideline. He'll get a screen from Nagy and get back between the circles. Now hands off left side to Simmons, who gives it to Price. Back to Simmons on the drive. Kicks it over to Mazzio, and it's out of bounds off of the Yellow Jackets. Marietta basketball. Checking into the game for the Yellow Jackets, number 24, Jared Logan, a 6'5", 205-pound sophomore from Elyria Catholic. In for the Pioneers, number 20, Ryan McGill. Number 14, Salmi Willoughby. And bringing it up, the new point guard, number 4, David Sanford. Sanford into the high post to Willoughby. Swings it out to Parrott for 3. Off the side of the rim. Rebound to Anderson. He goes up and he gets it erased by Jackson Simmons. Tie up between Logan and Anderson. And possession arrow favors the Pioneers. The basketball will stay on this side of the floor. Sanford will inbound underneath his own hoop. Lobs it inside to Willoughby. He'll hand back to Sanford. He'll try the 15-footer, and he'll knock it down. Yellow Jacket lead, trim the 4. They hold a 15-11 edge with 14:48 to go here in the first half. Snyder dribbles off left side, dishes it to Logan, and Logan is fouled. At first it looked like he was going up for a shot, and then he kicked the ball to Mazzio. That may have cost him 2 free throws, but nonetheless, he draws the foul on Willoughby. Checking into the game for the Pioneers, number 10, Torin Lockow. And checking in for the Yellow Jackets, number 5, Luke Driscoll. He'll trigger the inbound pass. Looking for Mazzio. Finds Logan right at the last second. Logan hands it to Mazzio along the left wing. Trying to give him a screen. Mazzio trying to keep a handle on it. He's double teamed. Sends it out top to Simmons. Simmons to Price on the right side. Price draws a double team. Then kicks it over to Driscoll. Driscoll on the drive, but before he can drive, he steps on the sideline, out of bounds, off of the Yellow Jackets. Sanford between the circles, dribble off left side. Sends it over to Willoughby on the right side. Now to McGill. McGill working against Ashton Price. Sends it back to Sanford between the circles against Driscoll, trying to get a step back three. He lifts it. It's short. Rebound is into the Yellow Jacket bench. Last touch by the Pioneers. Yellow Jacket ball. Coming into the game for the Yellow Jackets, both seeing their first action today. A 6'3" freshman guard from Westlake, number 25, Ray Ellington, and a 6'6" junior forward from Sagamore Hills and Nordonia High School, number 21, Rob Watson III. Into the game for the Pioneers, number 15, Jack Main. Driscoll running point. Dribbles off left side, now crosses back over right, sends it to Logan on the right side. Out front to Watson, now to Driscoll on the left wing. And before Driscoll can pass it to a teammate, we have an illegal screen called on Ashton Price. That's his first. That's the first on the Yellow Jackets as well. Sanford dribbles up the near sideline. Hands off to McGill. He'll send it over to Lockow on the left side. Lockow gets a screen from Willoughby. Sends it back out to McGill. Now into the mid post to Willoughby working against Ellington. Goes up off glass. Too strong. Ellington there for the board. He sends it over to Driscoll, far sideline. He'll pass over to Logan on the left wing. He'll hand off to Ashton Price now. Price sends it over to Watson. Now over to Driscoll. Back to Logan. Thought about a three. Hands off to Price. Price back to Logan with the one-handed pass. Backdoor to Driscoll, and it rattles out. Watson's tip, no good. Rebound pulled in by Maine. He outlets it to Sanford. Sanford dribbles off right wing, bumps Luke Driscoll, gives him a shoulder check, and Driscoll will draw the foul. It's the second on the Yellow Jackets, first on Driscoll. And Landon Potopsky, a 6'2" freshman from Strasburg, has checked into the ball game for the Yellow Jackets. Sanford between the circles, gets a screen from Willoughby, fires up a 17-footer, off back iron, rebound pulled in by the Pioneers. It's Lockout kicking it out to McGill for three, no good. Rebound again pulled in by the Pioneers. This time it's Willoughby. It gets reversed out top to McGill. Now to Sanford over on the left side of the floor. He'll send it right wing to Lockout on the dribble drive, goes up in traffic and draws the foul against Ray Ellington. Will be Ellington's first, third on the Yellow Jackets. And it's a two-shot foul for Lockout, who is 1 of 6 at the free throw line this year. Make that 2 of 7. And now checking back into the game for the Pioneers is number 2, Jack Alexander. Lockout looking to complete the pair and make it a 2-point game, and he will do just that. The Yellow Jackets with a 15-13 lead. But 3 straight turnovers has kept the Yellow Jackets off the scoreboard. Ellington, right side, sends it to Driscoll on the left. Driscoll hands off to Logan on the left wing. He tries to drive, backs back out, sends it over. Meant for Watson. Ellington picks it up. Back to Logan, left side. Over to Driscoll now. Driscoll fighting off a double team on the dribble drive. Gets it poked away, and it's taken by Alexander. Alexander with a behind-the-back dribble. Now a crossover before sending a pass left wing to Maine. And the Pioneers have their first advantage of the game. Nope, check that. Just a long 2 as a foot was on the line. We're even at 15 now. Logan enters it inside to Rob Watson, the third. And he loses a handle on it, but it's last touched by the Pioneers. Jake Snyder will be sent to check in for the Yellow Jackets. Jackson Simmons will come back as well. Driscoll and Rob Watson III will check out. Back in for the Pioneers, Wagenfeld, and he'll relieve Willoughby. Xavier sent to the scorer's table. And he will spell McGill. Ellington will inbound the basketball with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Sends it over to Snyder on the left wing. Now out front to Logan. Logan looking backdoor for Potofsky. Wasn't there. He'll hand off to Ellington. Back to Simmons now into the mid-post to Logan. He spins to his left. Fires up a fall-away jumper, and it rattles in for the Yellow Jackets. They're back in front by 2, 17-15 with 11-13 to go here in the first half. Lockout sends it out front to Xavier, over to Wagenfeld on the right wing, now to Alexander. He'll try to dribble drive, go up in traffic. It's no good. Rebound to the Pioneers. It's Maine firing up a deep jumper, and it goes in. We're even at 17. Snyder inbounds it to Simmons and promptly gets it back from the senior, the fellow senior. Simmons now hands off to Ellington, out front to Logan, over left wing, it goes to Snyder. Snyder backs it out, then throws it away. Xavier picks it off, 2-on-2 break, going the other way. Snyder goes up and can't get the block. It's a layup for Xavier, and the Pioneers with their first advantage, 19-17. Snyder lobs it into Logan. Logan gets stripped on the way up. It's knocked out of bounds by the Pioneers. Sanford and Parrott are back for the Pioneers. Anthony Mazzio back for the Yellow Jackets. Snyder to inbound, lobs it into Simmons. Simmons over to Ellington, back to Mazzio now on the right side. Mazzio fires up a long jumper, and it's good to even things up at 19. And we are at the halfway point of this first half. Sanford trying to body up Snyder. Gets to the free throw line, sends up a 14-footer, no good. Rebound to Snyder. He outlets it to Ellington. Ellington goes up off glass and gets the right-handed shot to go. Yellow Jackets back in front, 21-19. Sanford over to Parrott. Parrott inside to Maine. His fall-away jumper off the back of the iron. Simmons tips the ball to himself and then outlets it to Snyder. Snyder up the near sideline, dribbles up to the left wing, tries to drive against Parrott. Step back 15-footer on the way, left it short, rebound to Wagenfeld. He'll give it to Sanford. Sanford sends a pass left wing to Xavier. Into the post it goes to Maine. He'll kick it back out to Parrott. Parrott on the step back jumper, left it short, rebound to Jake Snyder. Snyder walks it across the timeline on the right side of the floor, looking for a screen from Logan. Gets it, gives the ball to Simmons. He'll get it back on the left wing. Thought about a three, now tries to drive. Dishes it to Logan underneath, and it's a layup to go for the Yellow Jackets. Sanford dribbles it into the front court for the Pioneers. Out front to Wagenfeld. He'll hand back to Sanford. He'll hoist a deep three, and he knocks it down for the Pioneers. Yellow Jacket lead down to 1, 23-22, with 8:23 to go in this first half. Mazzio sends it over to Simmons on the right side. Now to Ellington on the right wing. Back to Logan left side. Onto the wing it goes to Mazzio. He's looking for the drive. He'll pull up for a three, and it rattles in for the Yellow Jackets. They take a 26-22 lead over the Pioneers as we hit the 8-minute mark left to go in the half. Xavier on the right wing. He'll try the drive. Kick it into the corner to Parrott for three, and it's in for the Pioneers. Back to a 1-point lead for the Yellow Jackets, 26-25. Snyder behind the back pass to Simmons. He'll fire up a three, and he knocks it down for the Yellow Jackets. 29-25, BW in front, 7.5 to go in this first half. Maine between the circles, dribbles off left side, hands off to Xavier. Xavier working against Logan. He'll fire up a three, in and out, rebound to Jackson Simmons. He'll outlet it to Snyder. Snyder signals out a play to Mazzio as he walks the ball into the front court. He'll get a screen from Mazzio and then send it over to him on the left side. Mazzio dribbles back to the top of the key. Step back, a long jumper off the mark. Rebound battled for and controlled by Xavier. He'll push it into the front court. Dribbles off right wing. Sends it over to Maine, now to Parrott on the left wing. He'll pull up from 16, left it short. Rebound off of the Pioneers. Ellington sent it off of Wagenfeld into the Yellow Jacket bench. Point for BW, or rather, rebound goes to the Yellow Jackets. We have a timeout on the floor. It's a 30-second timeout by the Pioneers. And while we have this break in the action, I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. And Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's game is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Ratuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Thank you for all of your support of BW Athletics and its student athletes. Out of the timeout, it's Mazzio, Snyder, Simmons, Logan, and Price. 4/5 of the starting lineup for the Yellow Jackets. The Pioneers counter with Sanford, Parrott, Willoughby, Anderson, and Xavier. Backdoor pass from Price to Simmons, and the senior forward gets the layup to go. Jackets in front by 6. Sanford dribbles off right wing. Keeps the dribble alive, now picks it up. And he's working against Snyder, trying to find an outlet. He'll find one in Anderson. Anderson over to Xavier on the left wing. He's trying to get back middle. Gets bumped by Simmons. Referee lets him play on. Xavier over to Parrott now on the dribble drive. Baseline, count it. He'll have one more coming from the line as he was fouled in the act of shooting. Zoltan Nagy is back for the Yellow Jackets. He'll relieve Jared Logan. And back for the Pioneers, it's Ryan McGill, and Lovinson Xavier will take a seat. for the Pioneers. Free throw on the way from Parrott, and it is good. And fourth leading scorer. Came in just 31 of 54 from the free throw line this season. Snyder sends a pass left side to Price. He gets into the lane, throws up a right-handed shot, and it's good. Lead back to 5 for the Yellow Jackets, 33-28 with 6 minutes to go in this first half. McGill out front to Sanford for 3, and it's good for Marietta. Sanford's now knocked down a couple from long range. He's one of the leading scorers for the Pioneers with 8. Simmons on the left side, fakes the handoff, now tried to dribble drive, goes up, gets it knocked away, and it'll be taken away by Sanford. Sanford tries to dribble off right side, gets bumped by Snyder, no call. He'll swing it out front to Willoughby, then reverse it over to Parrott on the left wing. Out front to Sanford. Sanford on the dribble drive, splits 2 defenders, throws up a runner, and gets it to go. That'll even things up at 33 apiece. 5:15 to go in a half. Mazzio sends it left side to Simmons. Back to Mazzio on the right side. He gets a screen from Nagy. Gets to the right wing, draws a double team. Backdoor pass to Nagy. Out to Simmons for 3. Off the front of the rim. Rebound to Parrott. He'll dribble it out far sideline. Dribbles off to the left wing. Pulls up for 3. Off front iron. Rebound tipped around and controlled by Mazzio. 2-on-2 going the other way. Mazzio and Snyder. Mazzio against Sanford. Goes up. Left it short. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Nagy. It's possession for the Pioneers. Jared Logan back for the Yellow Jackets. Jackson Simmons takes a much needed break. And back for the Pioneers. Lockow and Alexander. They'll give McGill and Parrott a break. Sanford on the drive, pulls up from 15, left it short. Logan there for the rebound. He'll outlet it to Snyder near sideline. Snyder dribbles to the left wing, kicks it into the corner to Price for 3. In and out, no good. Rebound to Nagy. He goes up, count it. He'll have one more coming from the line as he was fouled in the act of shooting on the layup. The foul went against Ethan Anderson. Nagy averages just 2.5 points per game. He's already tripled that total. Looking to make it more. Ray Ellington back. He'll replace Jake Snyder. And checking in for the Pioneers, seeing his first action today, a 6'5 senior post out of Pittsburgh, number 13, Brennan Crawford. Nagy at the line for 1. Eyes, aims, fires off, back iron, rebound, pulled down by Lockow. He'll send it over to Alexander on the left side. Alexander dribbles off to the right wing. Looking out front to Willoughby. Into the left wing it goes to Sanford. Back to Alexander now. He draws a double team, now drives, and he gets bumped going to the hoop. He'll get 2 coming from the line. And Alexander, who's the 3rd leading scorer for this Pioneer squad, 31 of 40, 77.5% at the line this season. The Pioneers are now 4 of 4 as Alexander hits the front end of the 2-shot foul. Driscoll back for the Yellow Jackets. Ellington will check out. Alexander's second attempt up and good. We're even at 35 with 4:04 to go in the half. Driscoll sends it over to Mazzio on the right wing. Now to Nagy. He'll control deflection near half court. Put it on the deck twice. Sends it back to Mazzio on the right side. He'll give Mazzio a screen. Mazzio will get to the left wing. Over to Logan on the right side. Logan on a dribble drive. Fights through 2 defenders. Off the mark with that shot. It's pulled in by Willoughby. Willoughby outlets it to Alexander. Quickly up the floor now. Hands off to Lockout on the right wing. Back to Willoughby. Looking backdoor. It's stolen away by Driscoll. Then he loses a handle on it. It's taken back by the Pioneers. Alexander backs it out, seeing a 6'6" Zoltan Nagy coming right at him. Then he dribbles into the corner, realizes I don't have many options in terms of distributing the basketball. I got to burn a timeout. It is a full timeout by the Pioneers. And with this break, want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. And Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's game is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Thank you for all of your support of BW Athletics and its student athletes. 3:20 to go here in this first half, and the Yellow Jackets and Pioneers are even at 35 apiece. The Yellow Jackets shooting 15 of 26 from the field, 57.7%. The Pioneers 32 rather, 40.6%. Three-pointers, the Yellow Jackets 4 of 8. The Pioneers 4 of 11. At the free throw line, though, the Yellow Jackets just 1 of 3. Marietta 5 of 5. Alexander, Willoughby, Sanford, Lockow, and Crawford on the floor for the Pioneers. Price, Logan, Nagy, Driscoll, and Mazzio on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Sanford along the sideline, they inbound. Does so to Willoughby, then gets a handoff right back. He'll dribble off to the top of the key. Step back three on the way, off front iron, rebound and pulled in by Mazzio. Mazzio dribbles it up the sideline, off to the right wing now, gets a screen from Nagy. Drawing a double team momentarily, swings it back door to Nagy. Nagy inside, kicks it out to Logan, fake on a three, he'll try the drive, pull up from 13, off the rim. Luke Driscoll there for the rebound and the putback attempt, but that's off back iron as well, and it's knocked out of bounds by the Yellow Jackets. Jake Snyder back for the Yellow Jackets, he relieves Luke Driscoll. Parrott and Anderson back for the Pioneers. Willoughby and Lockout will take breaks for Marietta. Anderson inbound along the baseline. Does so to Alexander. Alexander on the dribble drive. Kicks it into the corner to Sanford. Sanford over to Parrott. Parrott gets into the lane. Goes up in traffic. No good. Rebound pulled down by Logan. He skips it over to Snyder. Snyder crosses the court to Price in the left corner. He threw that from just in front of the Yellow Jacket bench. Now Mazzio takes a handoff and he gets kneed right in the quad. Crawford got him with the incidental contact, and Mazzio is trying to loosen up that quad as it probably tightened up as soon as it got hit. He'll take the inbound pass from Snyder, dribble off to the top of the key. He'll step into a three, and it's good for the Yellow Jackets. They're back in front, 38-35 with 2:12 to go in this first half. Parrott, left wing, sends it out front to Sanford. Thought about a three, now over to Anderson along the perimeter. It goes to Alexander. He drives baseline, sends it out to Sanford. Sanford on a dribble drive, backs it out. Looking for a screen from Anderson, and he bumps into the chest of Jared Logan with his chin, and probably doesn't feel good on either side of that exchange. Jackson Simmons checks in for the Yellow Jackets. Zoltan Nagy will take a seat. Sanford to inbound for Marietta. He does so to Alexander. Alexander checked by Snyder. Now Simmons will hedge out towards half court before Alexander sends a pass to the left wing. It's stolen away by Mazzio. Mazzio dribbles into the right corner, looking for a trailer. He gets double teamed and steps out of bounds before falling into Marietta's bench. Credit the Pioneers with some good sportsmanship for helping him up. That was Jack Main who extended the hand and said, hey, let me help you out, partner. Back for the Pioneers, Levinson Xavier. He'll replace David Sanford, who has been a handful and a half for the Yellow Jackets so far. Sanford 4 of 9 from the field, 2 of 4 from three-point range for 10 points. Second leading scorer for the Pioneers. Xavier on the right wing. Drives to the top of the key, gets into the lane, throws up a runner, and he hits it off balance. 38-37. Jackets in front by 1. 1:20 to go in the half. Snyder dribbles off right side, looking to get back to the middle of the floor. One hands it into the corner to Price. Price dribbles off to the left wing now from the left corner. Gets a screen from Simmons, gets into the lane, throws up a 14-foot runner. That's well off the mark. Rebound to Xavier. Xavier loses his balance but sends it to Alexander before it's called for a travel. Alexander loses a handle on it, then sends it over to Anderson right side. Anderson into the lane, takes about 5.5 steps before he puts it up off glass and good. 39-38, Pioneers back in front. Snyder on the right side. Swings it back door to Simmons. Simmons floats up a bank shot, no good. Rebound controlled by Simmons, and he gets undercut by Crawford. That was incidental. Crawford was already on the floor. Simmons trying to wrestle for the basketball. Lost his balance. It's Crawford's second. That's the 5th on the Pioneers. Wagenfeld back into the game. He'll relieve Crawford. Snyder to inbound. Barks at Jared Logan. Logan relocates. Clears out for Simmons to catch the lob pass. Over to Price now at the top of the key. Price will back it out between the circles. Gets a screen from Simmons. Now on a dribble drive with the right hand. Draws the foul. It's foul number 6 against the Pioneers in the half. And it's against Jack Alexander. That's his first. Yellow Jackets to inbound with a 3.8-second differential between the shot and game clocks. Simmons takes the pass, gets it to Price, now to Mazzio on the right side. Mazzio dribbles into a double team, splits it with a pass to Simmons. Over to Snyder on the left wing. He'll try to dribble drive, throw up a 13-footer off the side of the rim, rebound to the Pioneers. Outlet pass stolen away by Simmons, and then it's taken right back away by Alexander. He'll pull up from the volleyball line, and he hits a 3 to end the first half. What a shot for Marietta. They go into the locker room with a 42-38 advantage over the Yellow Jackets. We're going to step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the first half statistics as well as some keys to the second half for both teams. Once again, the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets trail the Marietta College Pioneers 42-38 after the first half of play from Ursprung Gymnasium. You're listening to Yellow Jacket Basketball on BWYellowJackets.com. Hello everyone and welcome back to Ursprung Gymnasium inside the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jacket men's basketball team opened this Ohio Athletic Conference doubleheader, hosting the Marietta College Pioneers, and the Yellow Jackets trail 42-38 at the half after a miracle three-pointer from Alexander to beat the buzzer. He hit it from the volleyball line and brought the Marietta Pioneers to their feet in a jubilant celebration as the team headed off into the locker room. Take a look back at that first half. Leading the way for the Marietta Pioneers with 11 points. Cooper Parrott on 4 of 9 shooting, including a 2 of 4 mark from three-point range. He added 1 rebound and 1 foul drawn in 13 minutes and 42 seconds of action. Also in double figures, David Sanford off the bench, who was identical, 4 of 9 and 2 of 4 from the field and three-point range respectively. The lone difference, Parrott hit his only free throw attempt in the half. Frank Wagenfeld has added 7 points. Levinson Xavier with 6, 4 points from Jack Main and 2 points each from Torin Lockow. And Jack Alexander as a team, the Pioneers 16 of 37, 43.2% from the field, 5 of 13, 38.5% from three-point range, and a perfect 5 of 5 from the free throw line. The Yellow Jackets led in scoring by Anthony Mazzio, who had 10. Zoltan Nagy has 8 with 4 rebounds to lead the team. Ashton Price and Jackson Simmons have 7 each. Jared Logan has 4, and Ray Ellington has 2. The Yellow Jackets 16 of 32 from the field, 50%, 5 of 9 from three-point range, 55.6%, but 1 of 3 at the free throw line, 33.3%. The Yellow Jackets have committed 6 turnovers to just 2 for the Pioneers, and that leads to a 6-1 scoring advantage in that first half. Points off of turnovers leading the way for the Pioneers. And that's the key for the Yellow Jackets. Make every possession count. Do not throw the ball away. Know your positioning on the court and take advantage of everything that this Marietta College defense gives you. And they're not given much. Out of the halftime break, the Pioneers send out Parrott, Wagenfeld, Xavier, Alexander, and Willoughby. Willoughby, the lone non-starter on the floor for Marietta. The Yellow Jackets counter with their starting 5, Nagy, Simmons, Price, Mazzio, and Snyder. Snyder inbounds to Mazzio. Mazzio into the high post to Simmons. Simmons hands off to Mazzio. Back to Simmons' left side. He'll hand off to Price. Price into the post to Simmons. He'll go up with the right hand, left it short, gets his own rebound back. Off the mark with the putback, and Wagenfeld is there for the board. Alexander into the front court to Parrott on the dribble drive. Goes baseline up off glass. It's good. Pioneers 44. Yellow Jackets 38. That's the largest lead of the game for Marietta. Simmons hands off to Price on the right wing. Price driving against Xavier and draws a foul. It's the first on the Pioneers. That's Xavier's first of the game. Snyder will inbound underneath his own hoop. Does so to Nagy. Nagy's trying to give him the ball back. Parrott playing good off-ball defense to prevent Snyder from getting it. Mazzio out front now. Trying to drive. Drawing a little bit of a double team. Now off to Snyder. Snyder gets into the lane. Out to Simmons for 3. Off the mark. Nagy going for the rebound. He and Wagenfeld got tangled up. Nagy felt he was impeded and fouled. The official thought differently and won that argument. Alexander into the front court. Lobs it inside to Wagenfeld. Wagenfeld hands off to Xavier. Xavier on the right wing. Step back 3 on the way, and it's good. The Pioneers go in front by 9, 47-38. 18:30 to go in this game. Snyder sends a pass left side to Simmons. Simmons hands off to Price. Pump fake on the 3, tries to drive. Now kick it out front to Nagy. Over to Mazzio on the right wing. Mazzio dribbles back between the circles. Over to Simmons. Simmons hands off to Price. Price sends it left side to Simmons. He'll try to back down Willoughby. Goes up off glass and rattles in the layup. 47-40. Yellow Jacket cut the deficit to 7. 2 minutes into the second half. Wagenfeld working against Nagy in the post. Throws up a right-handed shot. Left it way too long. Missed everything, and Simmons pulled down the rebound. He'll hand off to Snyder. Now Snyder dribbles off left side. Picks up his dribble, looks backdoor to Nagy, and Nagy has it goaltended. You can count the basket. Wagenfeld with the goaltend. Jackets deficit down to 5. They trail 47-42 with 17:40 to go here in the second half. Alexander working against Snyder. Spin move, gets into the lane, throws up a 14-footer off the mark, gets his own rebound. Outs to Parrott for the shot. No good from the right wing, and it's Snyder there for the board. Snyder has it knocked away, gets possession back and sends it over right side to Simmons, who then sends a pass to Price and gets it back, working a two-man game. Out to Nagy on the left wing, over to Mazzio. Mazzio backs it out, resets, drives, pulls up from 17, and it's off the mark. Nagy with the rebound, the putback, and the layup is good. 47-44, Jackets cut it to a possession with 17 minutes to go. Parrott, right wing, out front to Alexander. He'll draw a double team before Nagy sends back into the post. Shot off the mark, rebound pulled in by Jackson Simmons. He'll one-hand to pass to Snyder near sideline. Snyder swings it back to Simmons on the left, over to Price in the corner on the dribble drive, goes up off glass, and it's good. It's a 1-point lead for the Pioneers now as the Yellow Jackets score 8 straight. They were down 47-38. It's now 47-46 with 16:20 to go in the half. Willoughby with the ball right side. Over to Xavier, now into the post to Wagenfeld. He gets tangled up with Nagy, and a foul goes against the Yellow Jackets. That's the first on them this half. That's Nagy's first. And we have a hockey-style line change out of the Pioneers as Anderson, Sanford, Crawford, McGill, and Lockout check in for the Pioneers. The Yellow Jackets taking it a little easier on the broadcasters and this athletic communications staff as they send out only one substitution, with it being Jared Logan replacing Zoltan Nagy. Backdoor pass to Lockout, and he is fouled by Simmons. He'll get 2 coming from the line. The Pioneers perfect on the day, 5 of 5. This is a team that shoots 65.2%, very respectable. 238 of 365 coming into today's game. They're now 243 of 370. Second attempt on the way, and that one is good. He'll split the pair and make it a 2-point Pioneer lead, 48-46. It breaks an 8-0 run by the Yellow Jackets. Snyder dribbles off left wing, hands off to Price, thought about a triple. Now back to Snyder in the left corner for 3. Rattles out, rebound pulled in by Anderson. He'll hand off to Lockout. Lockout hustles it up the left side of the floor. Hands it off to McGill, who ducks his left shoulder into Price, backs him down on the drive, throws it to Crawford underneath the hoop. Crawford draws defense from Simmons, left it too strong. Mazzio there for the board. Mazzio into the front court, crosses up McGill on the drive to the lane, gets it swatted away. McGill sends it up the floor to Lockout. Now to Crawford. Back to Sanford. Thought about a 3, now he'll back it out between the circles. Mazzio hustling down, doing a good job to even the odds at 5 up. Sanford pulls up from 17, left it too strong, rebound tipped out and controlled by Lockout. Lockout thought about a step back 3, tries to hand it to Anderson. Simmons goes for the ball. It's kicked by the Pioneers. That's a turnover. Yellow Jacket basketball. Ellington in for the Yellow Jackets. And who's he checking in for? Jackson Simmons will check out. Pioneers stay with their 5. Anderson, McGill, Sanford, Lockow, and Crawford on the floor. Snyder between the circles, dribbles off right side, try to send it behind the back pass. It was tipped away by the Pioneers, gets his own deflection, goes up off glass and good for the right-handed layup. We're even at 48 with 14:40 to go here in this second half. McGill with a pass to Crawford in the post. He goes up off glass, and it's good. 50-48, Pioneers back in front by a basket. Snyder up the right sideline. Throws it left side to Mazzio. Mazzio against Crawford, 6'3" against 6'6". Mazzio steps into a 3, left it short, rebound controlled by Sanford. Sanford dribbles it up the floor, working against Snyder. On the drive, pulls up from 13. Left it short. Mazzio pulled down the board. Outlets it to Price. Behind everybody. He gets the layup to go. And we're even at 50. With 14:06 to go in this second half, we have a timeout on the floor. It's by the Yellow Jackets, and it's a full timeout. So while we have this break in the action, I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. And Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's game is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow. And Antonio's Pizzeria, Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Thank you for all of your support of BW Athletics and its student athletes. Everybody in the crowd better look alive. Athletic Director Steve Thompson has a t-shirt cannon, and he is firing it into the crowd, which is one of the best crowds that I've seen at a Yellow Jacket basketball game in years. They have packed the fans into Ursprung Gymnasium for today's game against the Pioneers, and the Yellow Jackets giving the fans plenty to cheer about, as they are even with the Pioneers at 50 with 14:06 to go in the second half. Sanford, Maine, Lockow, Anderson, and McGill on the floor for the Pioneers out of the timeout. Driscoll, Price, Ellington, Nagy, and Logan on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Sanford for 3 from the left wing, left at front rim. Ashton Price there for the board. Price hustles it into the front court, into the corner to Ellington. Thought about a 3, and he stepped out of bounds trying to dribble drive. That's a turnover for the Yellow Jackets. Anderson checks out, and Willoughby will check back in. Sanford almost loses a handle on it, working against Driscoll. Gets into the front court on the dribble drive with a wraparound layup. What a play by Sanford to put the Pioneers back in front, 52-50. Nagy dribbles off right wing, hands off to Ellington, out front to Logan. He'll reverse it left wing, it's a Price. Logan backdoor with the pass from Price, and Logan draws the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Logan 5 of 10 at the free throw line, 50% on the season. The Yellow Jackets shoot at 70.8% as a team. The only problem today is that the young men who struggle the most from the free throw line are the only ones who are getting the opportunities. Logan hits the front end of the 2-shot foul, has a chance to knot things up if he can hit this second free throw. And it looks like Alexander is sent to the scorer's table to check in for the Pioneers. He'll have to wait as the rebound off the missed shot is controlled by Willoughby. He gives it to Sanford, back to Willoughby left side. He'll swing it over to Lockow, now out front to Sanford from 14, gets the runner to go. 54-51. Pioneers in front by 3. Under 13 to go in this second half. Driscoll over to Logan, right side. Now to Ellington. Back to Nagy on the left side, over to Price. Thought about a 3. Now trying to get around a hedge of a screen. Gets sent back door to Nagy. Nagy loses his balance, and he shuffles his feet for the Yellow Jacket turnover. Alexander back, and Sanford will check out for the Pioneers. Main inbounds to Alexander. Driscoll making him work one-on-one up the floor almost the whole way. Alexander dribbles off left wing. Gets a screen from Willoughby. Nagy hedges, and it's out of bounds off of Alexander. And now hold on. We're going to have an official conversation. This is going to go off against Zoltan Nagy, and it does. It's still Pioneer basketball. Snyder back into the game. Price checks out for the Yellow Jackets. Back for the Pioneers, it'll be Parrott and Xavier. And it'll be Lockow and McGill who head to the bench. Parrott inbounds to Alexander. Alexander into the high post to Willoughby. He'll hand off to Xavier. Xavier on the dribble drive, draws a foul against Jake Snyder. That's the first on Snyder. That's the third on the Yellow Jackets this half. And after a conversation, they're going to say that that foul was a shooting foul. Instead of on the floor, it's going to give Xavier an opportunity to shoot 2 from the line. He's the second leading scorer on the Pioneers, 11.3 per game. He's a 76.2% free throw shooter, and he rattles in the first. Second attempt on the way, off back iron, rebound, tipped around, and controlled by Logan. Credit Zoltan Nagy for batting it out of the hands of Willoughby and keeping it alive for the Yellow Jackets. Driscoll sends it over to Nagy. Nagy hands off to Snyder. He'll fire up a deep 3, and it glances the front of the rim just barely. Rebound pulled down by Xavier. Over to Alexander on a dribble drive. Finds back door. Found Main, but it was blocked by Ellington. Driscoll the other way. Dribbles to the right wing. Gets into the lane. Sends it to Logan, who gets it stripped and taken away by Willoughby. Willoughby hands off to Alexander. Alexander outlets it to Willoughby. Now to Parrott. Over to Main in the post. Working against Nagy. Loses a handle on it. Keeps possession and sends it to Alexander in the right corner. On the dribble drive, step back 13-footer up, and step back 13-footer good. Lead back up to 6 for the Pioneers, 57-51 with 11:18 to go in this second half. With a foul on the Pioneers. Parrott, the guilty party, as Snyder was on the dribble drive. Simmons and Mazzio back for the Yellow Jackets, and Logan and Driscoll will check out. Anderson back for the Pioneers, and Jack Main will check out. Mazzio on the dribble drive, gets it, denied by Anderson, who stamped return to sender on that one and sent it out of bounds. Another officials conference taking place near the Yellow Jacket bench. And we're all back to understanding what that point was among the officials. Yellow Jackets hold the ball. Mazzio inbounds to Nagy. Nagy uses all 6'6" of his frame to catch the pass and get it back to Mazzio. Over to Snyder on the right wing for 3, and it's good! Knocks it down for Baldwin Wallace, 57-54 with 10:56 to go in the second half. Xavier with the ball between the circles, dribbles off right side. Out front to Anderson. Back to Alexander. Alexander working against the double team. Now to Xavier, inside to Anderson, who working against Nagy. Throws up a left-handed shot. It's no good. Rebound to Jackson Simmons. He outlets it far side to Snyder. Snyder in a hurry into the corner to Ellington for three. Left it short. Ellington battles for his own rebound, but it's taken away by Xavier. Xavier up the right side of the floor. Over to Anderson. Back to Xavier, who dribbles between the circles. Into the high post it goes to Willoughby. Hands off to Xavier, and Xavier and Mazzio get tangled up, and Mazzio is going to get called for the foul. Jared Logan back for the Yellow Jackets. Zoltan Nagy will check out. Xavier to inbound for the Pioneers, does so to Alexander. Alexander on the drive, goes up with the right hand, high off the glass, over the reach of Jackson Simmons, and it's good, 59-54. Pioneers in front by 5 with 9:50 to go. Simmons right side, hands off to Mazzio. Looking forward to Simmons, and Simmons stopped, and the pass sailed right by him out of bounds. Turnover for the Yellow Jackets. Sanford back in for the Pioneers. He has arguably one of the hottest hands, actually has the hottest hand for the Pioneers. 6 of 13 from the field, 2 of 4 from three-point range, and a game high 14 points. Sanford dribbles off left side with a 14-foot runner off the mark. Simmons tips the rebound right back to him though. And Sanford will reset. It's stolen away by Snyder, who got in front of Willoughby. Now to Logan, over to Mazzio on the left wing. Mazzio out front to Simmons. Simmons hands off to Ellington. Ellington looking for an outlet, finds Jared Logan. Handoff goes to Mazzio. Mazzio pulls up from the left side, in and out, no good. Rebound tipped around and controlled by Xavier. Xavier comes out of the pile with it on the dribble drive against Ellington. Throws up a runner, and he is whistled for a travel. Main sent to the table. He'll check in for Willoughby. Price returns and relieves Ray Ellington. Price inbounds to Snyder. Snyder on the drive, has it knocked out of bounds by the Pioneers. Collision between him and Xavier. Fortunately, both young men are able to get back up off the floor. Snyder was able to turn away to the left. Xavier turned away to the right, and they bumped shoulders, but keep away from any head-to-head collisions. Alexander and McGill back. Parrott and Xavier check out for the Pioneers. Price to inbound in front of the Yellow Jacket bench. Does so to Logan. Gets it right back. Dribbles back out to the left wing. Now to the middle of the floor. Charges down the right side of the lane. Kicks it to Snyder. Snyder with a step back three. In and out. Mazzio there for the board, and Mazzio is fouled. It looks like McGill is going to get whistled for the foul. And that's the fourth on the Pioneers. That's the first on McGill. Snyder to inbound underneath his own hoop. He'll get it to Simmons, right underneath the basket. Simmons with a turnaround right-handed hook. It's no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Snyder. Pioneer basketball. Maine inbounds to Alexander. Alexander dribbles off to the right wing, hands off to Sanford. Over to McGill on the left side, back to Sanford. He'll step into a three, and it's good. 62-54. Pioneers in front by 8 with 8:08 to go here in this second half. Price trying to answer for the Yellow Jackets, and he will. 62-57. Deficit down to 5. Jackets have to get some stops, though. McGill on the left wing. Into the post it goes to Anderson, working against Simmons. He'll hand off to Sanford for 3. Off the side of the rim, but Jackson Simmons gets called for a foul. Is it on the shot or is it on the landing? And it's on the shot. That's 3 free throws coming up for Sanford. He is the Pioneers' leading scorer at 11.8 points per game. And he shoots 76% from the free throw line. And he has a chance to put this lead right back up to 8. First of 3 on the way, good. Marietta now 8 of 10 from the free throw line in the game. Jackets 2 of 5. Second attempt up, and it rattles in. Willoughby back for the Pioneers. Maine will check out. Third attempt by Sanford, rattles out, rebound to Jackson Simmons. He'll outlet it to Snyder, left sideline. Snyder hands off to Price. Price thought about a 3. Now looking for some help. Gets the ball to Snyder. Snyder on the dribble drive, kicks it to Simmons. Simmons drives, goes up with the left hand in the lane, and it's good. 64-59, Pioneer lead down to 5 with 7:26 to go in this second half. Willoughby hands off to Anderson, or Alexander rather. Alexander working against Logan, sends it over to McGill on the left side. Back to Sanford between the circles. He'll back it out near half court. Calls for a screen from Willoughby. He gets it, and Simmons on the hedge. Hip checks Sanford to the floor. It's a foul on Jackson Simmons. That's the 4th on Simmons, and more importantly, that's the 6th on the Yellow Jackets. We have 7:08 to go, and the next foul for the Yellow Jackets on the defensive end will put the Pioneers on the line. Anderson, Willoughby, Alexander, McGill, and Sanford on the floor for the Pioneers. Price, Mazzio, Logan, Nagy, and Snyder on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. And Alexander with a quick 3 from the left wing, and it's good. Lead back up to 8. Mazzio, backdoor pass to Nagy. Nagy kicks it over to Snyder. Snyder into the far corner to Price, and Price keeps it in bounds but throws it right away to McGill. McGill on the drive. Goes up off glass. It's good, but there's an offensive foul on the Pioneers. Take the basket off the board. Lead stays at 8. It's the 5th foul on the Pioneers here in this second half, so both teams racking up the fouls. Jackets with 6, Marietta with 5. Snyder walks the ball into the front court, gets a screen from Logan. Dribbles off right side, gets another screen from Nagy. And he steps on the mid-court stripe, and the official missed it. That should have been a turnover. Logan on the drive, out to Mazzio for 3, off the side of the rim. Nagy going for the board, and he gets tied up with Anderson and draws the foul. The Yellow Jackets benefit from a missed call. That was clearly Snyder stepping on the mid-court stripe. And now the Yellow Jackets will inbound underneath their own hoop. It's Jake Snyder to inbound. He gets it into the corner to Nagy, takes a handoff. Back to Nagy. Backdoor pass to Ashton Price, and that leads to a Yellow Jacket layup. One-handed baseball style pass from Nagy, no look, and he knocked it away on the defensive end from Anderson, but he last touched it. So Marietta will inbound in just about the most difficult spot to do, right where the baseline and sidelines meet. Parrott and Xavier back for the Pioneers. McGill and Sanford check out for Marietta. And Parrott will inbound. Lobs it to Willoughby. It tips off Willoughby's hands. Logan gets it. He's got nobody between him, and he throws down the two-handed jam to make it a 4-point deficit. 67-63, Jackets trail by 4. But that'll energize the crowd in a hurry. Gets a steal, takes it all the way down the court, and then throws it down with two hands. Alexander between the circles, thought about a three, now tries to drive, throws up a floater from 13. Tip in, no good as well. Rebound to Zoltan Nagy. Mazzio on the right wing. On the drive now, goes up off glass, count it, but no! Take it off the board. Mazzio whistled for the charge. That's the 7th foul on the Yellow Jackets. That's Mazzio's second. Oh man, that comes back to haunt you at the end of these games. Alexander walking the ball into the front court, working against Jake Snyder. Gives Snyder an elbow for his troubles before sending a pass to Willoughby, and there's a foul on the floor. It's against Snyder, and it's 1-1 for the Pioneers the rest of the way, and it'll be Alexander who shoots it. It's the 8th foul on the Yellow Jackets. It's the 2nd on Snyder. Alexander 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Marietta 9 of 12. 10 of 13 now. His second shot is up and good. Or rather, the front end of the 1-1 is good. Alexander's second attempt rattles in. Back to a 6-point lead, 69-63. Pioneers in front with 5:12 to go. Alexander will check out. Sanford back in. Snyder takes the inbound pass from Nagy, dribbles up the left sideline, and promptly draws the foul against Sanford, and that's number 7 on the Pioneers. That's the first on Sanford, and it's 1-1 for Jake Snyder. He's one of the ones that you'd want at the free throw line in this situation. 23 of 27, 85.2% on the season. Gives the ball a spin. Toes the line, 3 dribbles, another spin. He'll aim, fire, and hit. 5-point lead for the Pioneers. Snyder again going through the routine. 1 spin, 3 dribbles, and another spin. Into the left hand, now switches to the right, aims, fires, and hits. It's down to 4-point deficit, and we have a timeout on the floor. It is a full timeout by the Yellow Jackets while we have this opportunity. I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. And Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's game is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Thank you for all of your support of BW Athletics and its student athletes. 5:07 to go here in this second half. The Yellow Jackets trail the Marietta Pioneers 69-65. Jake Snyder with 2 free throws, hitting both ends of the 1-1. Made it a 4-point deficit. Or cut it to a 4-point deficit, rather. Out of the timeout, the Yellow Jackets will send Logan, Snyder, Mazzio, Price, and Nagy on the floor. Logan, the only non-starter. Marietta counters with Parrott, Willoughby, Sanford, Anderson, and Xavier. Willoughby to inbound, does so to Sanford. Sanford over to Anderson on the right side. Anderson hands off to Xavier. Xavier working against Nagy. Xavier with a shot up off glass, and it's good, 71-65. Jackets trail by 6. Snyder quickly the other way. Into the corner to Price. Price somehow catches it and stays in bounds. He'll drive to the basket. Pull up from 13. It rattles out. Nagy going for the board, and he is whistled for the over-the-back foul. And Anderson will take that long walk to the other side of the floor to shoot some free throws. Nagy commits his second foul. That's the 9th on the Yellow Jackets. Anderson, a 54.5% free throw shooter, 12 of 22. Jackson Simmons is back in. Nagy is out. He gets talking to from Brian Schmidt, who during his career, one of the best post players in the Ohio Athletic Conference for Heidelberg. The front end of the 1-and-1 is up, and it's good. Make it a 7-point Marietta lead. Anderson eyes, aims, fires, and has it go straight up in the air off back iron and down through the hoop to make it an 8-point lead, 73-65. Simmons on the drive after a pass from Snyder, has it blocked away, and it's sent out of bounds. A last touch by the Yellow Jackets, Ruley official. Must have deflected off of one of the Yellow Jackets after it was blocked by the Pioneers. Anderson inbounds it to Sanford. Sanford kicks it out to Willoughby. Willoughby drives, puts an elbow right into the chin of Logan, gets whistled for an offensive foul, and then throws his hands up in the air and barks at the officials, wondering how that was an offensive foul. Well, once you see it in film, it'll be a lot clearer, I guess. Logan will inbound once we resume play. Does so to Snyder. Snyder crosses the timeline, dribbles between the circles, sends it backdoor to Logan. Logan fakes out one defender, gets the layup to go. That cuts the deficit back to 6, 73-67. Sanford into the front court. Dribbles off left side, hands off to Xavier. Xavier looking backdoor to Anderson. He gets the layup to go, 75-67. 3:43 to go in this one. Pioneers up by 8. Snyder back to Logan, left side, over to Price on the left wing. Price hoists a deep three, and he knocks it down for the Yellow Jackets. 75-70, BW within 5 with 3:30 to go. Timeout on the floor by the Yellow Jackets. It is a 30. While we have this break in the action, I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, and Dane Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's game is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leader since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Thank you for all of your support of BW Athletics and its student athletes. Logan, Ellington, Mazzio, Price, and Snyder on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. The Pioneers counter with Anderson, Xavier, Parrott, Sanford, and Willoughby. Willoughby to inbound to Sanford. Sanford walking into the front court. Marietta being very deliberate with their possessions, playing for the best shot. Xavier working around Logan has it stolen away by Price. Price on the dribble drive, goes up with the right hand, no good. Tipped by Mazzio, no good. Logan there for the second putback attempt, and he gets it to go. 75-72, Jackets trail by 3 with 3 minutes to go. Sanford over to Anderson, left side. Anderson hands off to Parrott. Parrott on the drive, goes up off glass. It's good with the left hand. 77-72, Pioneers in front. Snyder quickly the other way. Drives it all the way to the baseline. Kicks it out to Price. Price from the left wing, now to Logan out top. He'll hand back to Price. Price on the dribble drive. Goes up off glass. It's good. The right-handed layup makes it a 3-point deficit. 77-74 with 2.5 to go. Sanford hands off to Parrott, right wing. Parrott looking backdoor, now skips it over to Xavier. Out front to Anderson, back to Parrott. Parrott steps into a 3. Count it! He'll have one more coming from the line. Ashton Price commits the foul. That's number 10 on the Yellow Jackets. That's Price's second. Parrott, a 57% free throw shooter coming into today's game. He's made his only attempt. A chance to make it a 7-point Pioneer lead if he hits. And he does. 81-74. Pioneers in front. 2:16 to go in this second half. Snyder between the circles with a pass to Logan. Logan swings it right side to Ellington, who dribbles back left side. Over to Ashton Price on the left wing. Price on the dribble drive with the right hand. Left it short. Rebound to Logan. Logan into the corner to Snyder for 3, and he got it! 81-77. Jackets within 4. 1:54 to go. Jackets need some stops. Parrott on the left wing. Out front to Sanford. Those are the two you have to watch most from three-point range. Can't let those guys get any kind of space to get a good shot lifted. Sanford will pull up for 3, left it short front rim. Snyder on the leak out pass to Mazzio. Mazzio into the corner, out front to Snyder for 3. Off the side of the rim, but Logan is there to swoop in, catch the ball, put it up off glass, and good in one fell swoop. It's a 2-point game. Jackets down by 2, 81-79 with 1:25 to go. We have a timeout on the floor. It is a full timeout by the Pioneers. While we have this break, I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and the student athletes. And Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's game is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leader since 1893. Chuck Ratuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow. And Antonio's Pizzeria, Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Thank you for all of your support of BW Athletics and its student athletes. Once again, resetting things with 1:25 to go here in the second half. The Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets trail the Marietta Pioneers 81-79. Jared Logan made it a 2-point game as he skied in for a rebound off of a missed layup, or missed 3-point attempt, I should say, from Snyder. Caught it in midair and went right back off the glass for the layup without ever having touched the ground. Pretty impressive play by the Yellow Jackets sophomore transfer from Kent State. Simmons, Snyder, Mazzio, Logan, and Price on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Xavier, Willoughby, Anderson, Alexander, and Parrott on the floor for the Pioneers. Xavier with the ball. He'll dribble off right side, pull it back out. Working against Logan, drives to the hoop. His layup is good. Lead back up to 4 for the Pioneers, 83-79. Under a minute to go in regulation. Snyder on the drive. Gets into the lane, throws up a right-handed shot, and we're back to within a basket. 83-81. Jackets trail with 50 seconds to go. Alexander into the front court. He is in no hurry as he walked the ball in. Dribble off to the right side. He'll walk between the center circle and the three-point arc now. At the top of the key, trying to drive, spins to his left, throws it up off glass. It's good. 85-81. Pioneers in front by 4. 30 seconds to go. Snyder quickly the other way. Over to Simmons on the left side. Over to Price now on the left wing. Price steps into a three. Got it! 85-84. Jackets within a point. 19.8 seconds to go in the second half. Timeout on the floor. And while we have this break, I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. And Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's game is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Ratuno at OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Thank you for all of your support of BW Athletics and its student athletes. A little offense for defense for offense right now for the Yellow Jackets as Driscoll checks in for Mazzio. He'll join Logan, Snyder, Ellington, and Price on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Parrott, Alexander, Sanford, Willoughby, and Xavier on the floor for the Pioneers. Marietta with a 1-point lead, 19.8 seconds left. The Yellow Jackets, if they can't steal the inbound pass, they're going to have to foul. Price and Xavier getting into it before the ball is even in Alexander's hands. He gets it to Xavier, back to Alexander, and Alexander is fouled in the backcourt by Driscoll. Alexander was losing his balance, and Driscoll helped him finish the fall to the floor. Alexander will shoot 2 free throws. Mazzio and Simmons sent to the scorer's table. Now Simmons walked back to the bench by Schmidt. Mazzio will check in between free throws. Alexander, perfect 4 of 4 at the free throw line today. The Pioneers 14 of 17, 82.4%. That's 17 percentage points better than they averaged coming into today's game. The front end of the 2-shot fall off, back iron, no good. Simmons now back for Ellington. Mazzio back for Driscoll. Timeout on the floor by the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. It is a full timeout. So while we have this break in the action, want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. And Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's game is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Ratuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Thank you for all of your support of BW Athletics and its student athletes. 17.5 seconds to go. Pioneers lead it, 85-84. Alexander will be at the line to shoot the back end of the 2-shot foul. He's joined on the floor by Willoughby, Xavier, Parrott, and Sanford. The Yellow Jackets taking every bit of the time on the timeout before the official actually pushes his way into the huddle. to break it up, get the Yellow Jackets back on the floor. It's Simmons, Mazzio, Snyder, Price, and Logan on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Alexander's second attempt is good. 86-84, Jackets trail by 2. They can use it all, 17.5 to go. Snyder into the front court, working against Alexander, gets a screen from Mazzio. Over to Simmons on the left side, back to Snyder. Snyder has to hurry, 7-5 on the clock now. He's working against Willoughby, hoists a desperation three, no good. Rebound pulled down by Logan. Coach Tom Heil is absolutely losing it right now on the court. Snyder was fouled probably no less than 3 times, and Heil is giving the officials an earful and just guessing there that we could not broadcast what he was saying as he turned beet red in the face at Coach John Vanderwall from Marietta. Gave him a hug just shy of center court to try and console him and maybe apologize, as that clearly looked like Snyder was fouled, and there was absolutely no call by the officials. The Yellow Jackets fall 86-84, and we're going to step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll have the women's basketball game between the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, the number 8 team in the country, against the Marietta Pioneers. But before we take that break, take a look at some final statistics. First for the Pioneers, they were 31 of 66 from the field, 47%, 9 of 20 from three-point range, 45%, 15 of 19 from the free throw line, 78.9%. The Yellow Jackets 35 of 70 from the field, 50%, 10 of 24 from three-point range, 41.7%. The Yellow Jackets 4 of 7 from the free throw line, 57.1%. At 13, the Yellow Jackets with 11. Total rebounds went the way of the Yellow Jackets as they fall to the Pioneers. The Yellow Jackets fall to 9-10 overall on the season. They are 6-5 at home. Marietta improves to 12-7 overall. They are 4-3 away from Van Johnson Arena. They are now even at 3-3 in Ohio Athletic Conference road games. We're going to step aside for approximately 25 minutes, and when we come back, we'll have the women's basketball game between the visiting Marietta Pioneers and the 8th-ranked Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. You're listening to Ohio Athletic Conference basketball on BWYellowJackets.com.